Want to speak real English from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at EnglishClass101.com.
First, let's start with the basic I got into there, couldn't quite fill all the time needed. Hi everybody, welcome back to Know Your Verbs. My name is Alicia, and in this episode, we're going to talk about the verb fill. Let's get started. Let's start with the basic definition of the verb fill. The basic definition of the verb fill is to put as much as possible into something. Some examples. Fill this cup with water. She filled her bag with books. Now let's look at the conjugations for this verb. Present, fill, fills. Past, filled. Past participle, filled. Progressive, filling. Now let's talk about some additional meanings for this verb. The first additional meaning is to take up all the space or to spread into a space. Examples. A delicious aroma filled the kitchen. Smoke is filling the room. Get out. So in these examples, we don't necessarily see like a physical object that we maybe pour or that we put into something else, but rather it's something, some material or some sort of conceptual idea in some cases that can spread into a space. In this case, with these examples, I'm talking about a room. In the first example, it's a delicious aroma which filled a room. So we can't see it, but the aroma, so aroma means smell, like a nice smell. So a delicious aroma filled the room or filled the kitchen, meaning the aroma went into all parts of the room. So not just in one place, but we want to emphasize the aroma, the smell was everywhere. We use the verb fill to do that. In the second example sentence, it's about smoke. We see it in the progressive tense. Smoke is filling the room. So that means the room is not yet filled with smoke, but right now smoke is coming into the room. So smoke is entering the room very quickly. It's spreading into the room like it might fill the room. So we say smoke is filling the room. Get out. It's a dangerous situation. So it doesn't have to be a room. It doesn't have to be a physical space. We can also use mental space as well. Don't fill her head with crazy ideas, for example. It doesn't mean physically filling someone's head with ideas. It means giving them lots and lots of crazy ideas. So this can mean a physical space, yes, but it can also refer to conceptual spaces too. The second additional meaning for this verb is to put a person in a job. Some examples. Thank you for your interest, but the position has been filled. We need to fill the position by next month. So here we see fill used with words like position or job. So to fill a position means to find a person to do a specific job. In the first example sentence, it's actually a common expression used to decline someone for a job or used to reject someone. Thank you for your interest, but the position has been filled means we found another person to do the job you applied for. We don't need you, sorry, in other words. So a job that has been filled is a job for which a person has been found. So someone has that job. It's done. It's finished. In the second example sentence, we need to fill this position by next month. It means we need to find a person to do this job. We need to put a person in this position to do this job by next month. So to fill a position refers to getting a person to do a job. Let's go on to the third additional meaning for fill. The next additional meaning for the verb fill is to fix cracks or breaks in a material with something. So let's look at some examples. My dentist filled a cavity yesterday. Let's fill this hole with glue. So these are kind of specific situations. My first example sentence refers to teeth. So I said my dentist filled a cavity yesterday. A cavity is a hole in your tooth. So when a dentist fills a cavity, the dentist uses a material to fill the hole. So there's something that's making the hole fixed, in other words. We're fixing the hole with a material. We use the word fill to talk about that. In the second example sentence, let's fill this hole with glue. It means there's like maybe a hole in a wall, or there's some, I don't know, small crack or some small hole that needs to be fixed. Someone might suggest, let's fill it with glue. So let's put glue inside the hole to fix the hole. So we can use the verb fill to refer to fixing like cracks or holes or breaks in one material by inserting another material inside. So the fourth additional meaning for the verb fill is to cause someone to feel an emotion strongly. Examples: your good news fills me with joy. He heard a scream and it filled him with terror. So in these example sentences, we see one that's very happy, filled with joy, and another one that's quite scared, filled with terror. So to be filled with an emotion means it's like that's the one emotion that you feel. You feel that one emotion very strongly. So in the first example sentence, your good news filled me with joy means like I felt only happiness. I felt joy only. My whole body was full of, I was like made of, my whole body was composed of the emotion of joy. In the second example sentence, however, it's terror. Terror, he was filled with terror. Terror is a noun, which means fear. But terror is like a step above, or maybe 2 steps above fear. So terror, filled with terror, is like he was very, very afraid, in other words. But we used filled with terror to like emphasize his whole body felt this one strong emotion. Okay. All right, let's continue on to some variations for this verb. The first variation is to fill in or to fill out. To fill in or to fill out means to complete or to write in information. Some examples. Please fill in the form. We filled out all the documents. So to fill in or to fill out means like to write your information on usually like a form, an application. You can use this for physically writing something, or you can use it for forms and like documents on the internet as well. This is okay for digital forms, digital information sharing. So when you need to give your information to someone else using like a form, using some kind of like, I don't know, checklist, some kind of sheet, we can use fill in or fill out to refer to that. So meaning complete everything here. The next variation is to fill someone's shoes, to fill someone's shoes. This expression means to be able to do the things another person, usually your predecessor, the person who came before you, was able to do. Examples. I don't know if this president can fill the shoes of the last president. Do you think she'll be able to fill her mentor's shoes? So this expression doesn't actually mean someone's foot being able to fill their predecessor's shoes. It doesn't mean that at all. It means, is this person, the current person, going to be able to do the things their predecessor did? So in the first example sentence, I don't know if this president can fill the shoes of the last president means, I don't know if this president is going to be able to do the same things that the last president was able to do. So that means like the last president was a very capable person, could do many things, or had a positive role. So this usually means that like the predecessor was a kind of like honorable, or maybe could do their job really well. It has a good nuance to it. So to fill someone's shoes is like to be able to do the same thing at the same level. In the second example sentence, do you think she'll be able to fill her mentor's shoes? It's a question about someone's ability to do the same things her mentor did or does. We don't know. But again, like, can she do the things her mentor is able to do? You might also hear the expression big shoes to fill. Big shoes to fill. Which we don't tend to use like in a sentence. We'll just say like, oh, wow, you have big shoes to fill. Meaning your predecessor, the person who came before you, set a very high level for their job or maybe in their lifestyle. Like they were a really honorable or good person or very good at their job. So if you hear the expression, wow, he has big shoes to fill, it doesn't mean like actual foot size. It means they have like a big expectation to live up to. Interesting phrase. Okay, that's it. So those are a few new ways, I hope, for you to use the verb fill. I hope you found something new and interesting. Of course, if you have any questions or comments or want to practice making sentences, please feel free to do so in the comment section of this video. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and check us out at EnglishClass101.com for some other good study resources. Thanks very much for watching this episode of Know Your Verbs, and we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye. I'm gonna fill this room with some air, because it's hot.